Hi everyone, it's Marcy here from Stampin' with Marcy. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada. If you are just finding me for the first time, thank you so much for joining me. Welcome, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here with me. If you are coming back again, thank you so much for coming back again and watching me live. I truly appreciate every single one of you. Last weekend was my big creative escape, and I just want to say thank you to everyone who came and took part in my big day. I truly do appreciate it, and a ginormous thank you to my family, my husband, my eldest son, my daughter, my sister, her husband, and her oldest son all helped me run a perfect day. We had no issues. Everything was fabulous. The ladies had a great time, and I truly do appreciate everyone that supports me. Today, before I get started, I just want to quickly talk about the joining opportunity. I had a new team member that came on earlier this week to have me help her sign up, and I just want to point out that when I'm just going to grab my catalog here and see if I can't share this. When you are signing up, whether it be with me or with another demonstrator, I want to make sure that, okay, I'm just gonna post there. I just want to make sure that you are aware. Some of you may not be really familiar with Stampin' Up! And our catalogs. So I just want you to be aware that some of our products are bundled. So that means that if it is a stamp set and it has coordinating dies, look for this little icon here. It tells you that there is a different code that you would use rather than the single stamp set code and the framelit code, that there's a separate code that you would use to get 10% off. So I want to make sure that whoever you are signing up with, that you're aware that there's this little icon here that you can get 10% off when you buy that as a bundle. I was able to go over my new team members list, and she had a few items that she didn't realize were bundled together. And when I showed her that they were both bundled together, she was able to get another stamp set. Yes, she was able to get another $27 with her starter kit. So please, whoever you're signing up with, make sure that when you're going through your catalogs to create your wish list, really make sure that you are getting the most you can for your money. Because I want you to make sure that you're getting everything you can out of this fabulous deal. So again, this deal is, this is backwards here, sorry. So there's two different options, but it's $135 that you pay, and you pick out $225 worth of product. In Ontario, there is no tax and no shipping. Other provinces do charge tax. I'm not sure how many provinces, but I know that in Ontario, there is just straight, flat, no tax, no shipping. There is no shipping on any of the starter kits anywhere in Canada. Just be aware that certain provinces have different tax laws. But you can be anywhere in Canada and be part of my Sassy Stampers team. That was the option one is $135 and you get $225 for that price. Option two is you get the tote, and that is up there behind me. It is a fabulous tote. I used it to carry some products with me to my creative escape last weekend. And for that you pay $175. You still get to choose $225 worth of products. You're just paying an extra $40 on top of that $135. You're getting that tote that's valued at $68. You're getting that for $40. So to me, that's a better value. Hi Sharon, thanks for stopping by today. So I just want to make sure that I went over that really quickly, because it doesn't matter who you're signing up with. Just be aware of the 10% icon for the bundled products, because you want to make sure that you're getting as much as possible. Now, when you're writing up your list, you cannot go over that 225. So just be aware of that as well. So I'm going to now flip you around, and I'm going to just cover you up so we're not getting anybody dizzy here, anything like that. Okay, so we need to just adjust this slightly. Hi Donna, how are you? How is the weather in Australia? It is so freezing cold here, it's not funny. It's terrible, terrible. My little Lola, I am having to take her. I have to carry her outside to go to potty, because it is just so cold that she's just a little 9-pound dog, and she has teeny tiny paws, and she has a heart murmur, so she gets coughing when she comes in. Oh, I wish we had very hot. The card today that I'm going to be creating with you, I was thinking about my girlfriend Diana, who lives in Arizona, and it is warm there. So I pulled out my Flowering Desert for the first time. I've just recently got this stamp set, and when it's so cold, I thought, you know what, I want to create a card that inspires thoughts of nice warm weather. So I pulled that out to create with today. Yeah, so back to Lola. So I have to carry her out, stand there with her while she does her little business, and then carry her back in because it is just too cold for her. So I'm hoping that this cold weather breaks very soon, because, I'm not a fan of it. I would much rather be in shorts and flip-flops. So this card today, we're going to be using these following colors: Melon Mambo, Garden Green, Soft Suede, Pool Party, and Sahara Sand. So let us pull in. I've got my, I've got an extra piece of grid paper here. I have classes in my craft room, in my studio. So when a piece of grid paper gets dirty, stamped up and inked up and all that, I cut it down and I use that as my scrap pieces here in my craft room. I like to be very thrifty and use my products to the most to benefit me. So I am going to pull in my Sahara Sand and my Pool Party to create my background, because I don't want my my cactuses here to be floating. So I've got my what are these called? Sponge brayers. These can be found on page 203 of the big annual catalog. And here they are. In Canada, they are $11. You get 2 handles and 4 sponges. So it's really a great value for your money. And as you can see, I reuse them. These come off. These just pull off like that. And I take this to my sink and I give it a wash. Oh, there's a little fluffy on there. Let me just pull that off. Yeah, so I just take that and give it a wash. And the darker colors, I think this was fresh fig that I had used on here before, and it stained the heck out of it. But you know what? Once you give it a wash in the sink, it is fine. Let it dry, and it will be great to use with any other color. So I'm going to pull in my Sahara sand first, and I'm going to give my card front some. I'm going to move this out of my way so I have a bit more room. So I'm going to give my card front some ground. So when you're using the sponge brayers, don't press down here, or you're going to cause these areas here, these pokey areas, to go down into your ink pad and scratch it. Hold it up here like this. And when you're picking up the ink, just go straight across continually like this, so that you're getting even coverage on that sponge brayer. Okay, and then I'm going to turn this, and I always start off. If you start off your cardstock, then the heavy line that is created from putting the sponge down is going to be on your scrap piece of paper and not on your card front. So I'm just going to hold that in place and just run it back and forth. Just like that. I'm going to come back and get some more ink and start again. And so that I get even coverage, I don't have it darker on one side than the other. I'm going to pick that up and I'm going to flip that around so that I'm starting on the opposite side, so that I get a good even ink coverage on there, and making sure I don't have ink on my fingers to transfer onto that card front. Okay, I think I like that. I think that's high enough. Let's see, flip it around so that I can see, and I think that's okay. Remember, this is a handmade card, so every time you do this, it's going to look a little different depending on how much or how little ink you use. So put that to the side, and I've got a cloth over here on the side. I'm just going to wipe my fingers just to make sure that I don't have any brown on them. So that was my Sahara sand. So now I'm going to come in with my pool party to do the sky. But first, in case this is still a little wet or tacky, I'm going to flip that over. I'm going to open up. I haven't used my sponge brayers, Donna, in quite a while. I had done a Christmas card with them. I don't even remember if it was this past year or the year before. But yeah, they're an easy, fun thing to use. So I'm going to pick up my ink again. Now this one here has seen better days, so it is losing some of those little the sponge fibers. So you just have to brush that off if that happens. I do need to find my box wherever I put it and get out a new sponge. So I'm just going back and forth, the exact same as I did on the bottom, on the Sahara sand part. Now with this, you could use a multitude of colors. You can make it like it's a night sky and add some Highland Heather and gorgeous grape, maybe some fresh fig, whatever colors you wanted, some oranges to make that a night sky where the sun is setting. You can see here, you see all these little bits? That's bits of my sponge brayer. But like I said, it's not affecting it. And I'm just bringing that blue, the Pool Party, I'm bringing it down so that it's overlapping with my Sahara sand, so that it's not a definite line. Okay, now I'm going to flip this around so that I'm getting the same amount on this side here. There, I think my sky this time is much darker than the other one, but that's okay. I like that. And there you have it. I'm going to close that up so I don't get ink. Blow those little bits off. And just wipe my hands off screen here. There. Now I just want to shake this off. All right. So now we're going to bring in our garden green and our melon mambo. Good morning, Leonie. How are you? Now I'm going to, I haven't used my garden green that much, so it's still very tight. So I'm going to take my big cactus here and I'm going to ink it up. And I always like to flip it over to make sure I've got good ink coverage. And I've got green on my finger there. Better wipe that off. We don't want that on my card front. Okay, so then I'm going to stamp that out there. And because this is a photopolymer, meaning you can see through, I am using our Stampin' Pierce mat to give that extra cushion for when I go to stamp my image. And then next, I'm going to take this little plant. I don't know what that is, but I don't want it to be quite the same color. So I'm going to ink that up. Then I'm going to stamp it off. Breathe on it so that it moistens that ink back up. And I want it just a smidge lower because I don't want them all in a line. And stamp that there. And then this tiny little cactus, I do want that the same dark green, so I'm going to ink that up and maybe put that one just a smidge higher up here like that. I think it's a little higher. It's hard to tell when I can't get my head right over because, oh, I think I put that in a line, but that's okay. I didn't want to put my head right over and get my top of my head in my camera. So now I'm pulling in Melon Mambo to put that one little flower. There's quite a few fun samples out there using this set. I've even seen some people using googly eyes, which is super fun and cute. So there, my little cactus is blooming. And then this sentiment, be your own kind of beautiful. I love that sentiment. It is really, really cool. It's just reminds you that you don't have to fit into society's norm. Everybody is beautiful in their own way, and everything is beautiful in its own way. There's always good in everything. So I love this sentiment. All right, so I am stamping the sentiment in the soft suede. I couldn't think of what color that was there for a second. And I'm putting it on and just leaving it for a second so that the ink has time to transfer onto my card front. There we have it. Now you could add a few, if you had a aqua painter, a few drops of water would give that a cool look as well. Move that to the side, and I'm going to bring in my silicone craft sheet. Those of you who have been following me for a while now know that I absolutely love my silicone craft sheet and use it all the time. Thank you, Leonie. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little of my favorite adhesive, Tombow. I gave everyone that came to my Creative Escape last weekend, got a bottle of Tombow adhesive. I truly do love it. I use it all the time unless I'm creating a box or adding some ribbon or twine, then I would use some snail. But for adhering my card together, I always use Tombow. Okay, move that to the side for a minute. I'm going to grab my bone folder. And this is thick Whisper White cardstock. All of the measurements and the links for purchasing will be on my blog. This Facebook Live will be turned into a blog post for Saturday morning. And I will be posting this video on my YouTube channel. So see how nice and crisp that line is, that burnish fold. Because I've used my bone folder, it is so much stronger of a crease than just using your hands. So it's a great little tool that doesn't cost a whole lot and is very, very valuable in your craft room, I think. And as you can see, I'm not using a ton of my adhesive. I'm just using a little bit. A little goes a long way. And I think putting this on that Melon Mambo cardstock and then on top of the Whisper White really makes my desert scene really pop. So there we have it. Here's the card that my sample card, and this is the card that I created with you today. Tombow's your glue of choice as well. Yeah, I go through so much of it, Donna. I absolutely love it. It is so handy. And a girlfriend of mine I saw, she takes this apart and she puts all her bit parts from each different bottle into one bottle. So I've never thought of doing that. So I've got my old ones upside down in a jar to get all of the glue down to the end, and then I'm going to refill an old bottle. Thanks, Sharon. And it looks a lot harder than what it is. Now you could also take some Wink of Stella and splatter some on there to give it a bit of sparkle. There's lots of ways you could jazz this up, but I like that this is just a clean and simple card and has a great sentiment on it. Yes, I am getting excited for Greece, Donna. We just booked our hotel the other night for the Saturday night. I don't have anything booked for the Thursday night or the Friday night yet. I have to go on and look at Airbnbs or hotels, see what's available. But I had my big creative escape this past Saturday, and I had 34 ladies attend, so I was kind of focused on that. And then I took the first couple days of this week to kind of recoup. I was kind of tired after that. So this weekend is my online searching for hotels. Yes, we're flying from Ontario on July the 3rd in the evening, and we arrive in Rome on the 4th. So, oh, you're staying at the Sheraton. Yeah, I was told that it is about a 45-ish minute taxi ride from that hotel to downtown Rome. And I want to be a little closer those couple days that we are there, the all day Friday, half a day Thursday. I want to be closer to be able to go to the Vatican and all that kind of stuff. So I want to look at some hotels or Airbnbs that are more close to the city center so that it's easy for Brad and I to be sightseeing in that, because I've never been there. We're not big world travelers. There's a train that runs every 5 minutes. Wow, Donna, you have really done your homework. I have not. I have not looked into anything yet. So, because on top of the getting ready for my creative escape, we're also about to start our kitchen renovation. So I had all kinds of decisions to make and appointments and stuff like that. So I had to get everything else kind of situated before I could think about Rome in July. I had to get everything else organized. I can't say it's my first trip overseas, but I don't remember my first trip overseas. My father was in the military, so I was born in London, Ontario, and then we went to Germany, and my younger sister was born in Germany. My older sister and I were both born in London, Ontario, and then we went to Germany. So, and my younger sister was born there. So that is an overseas trip, although I was very, very little. I think we came back and I was 3 years old. So this is a big, big trip for us. Yes, I'm very excited for it. So yes, I will be very excited to go away in July, but you've never traveled out of Australia. Wow, no, we've done a bit of traveling, not a whole lot. Our last big trip, we went to Hawaii for our 25th wedding anniversary. So that was quite a big trip for us. I had really wanted to do that trip, so it was on my bucket list. So, and Greece is also on my bucket list, and Rome. So I'm so super excited and fortunate to be able to click off a couple of those things from my bucket list. So yes, well, I better get going. I have avoided going outside other than taking Lola in and out. So, but I have to go, and I have to go to the post office. I have some happy mail to get delivering, and I have to go get Lola some more food. So unfortunately, I have to go bundle up and brave that cold. So thank you so much for stopping by today. I really do appreciate it. Please share my video. Sharing is caring. If you know of anybody that might appreciate my crafting, that would be fabulous. So thank you so much for stopping by. Have a fabulous day, a fabulous weekend, and I will see you back here again next Thursday at 1 o'clock. Bye for now.